Hello, wonderful people. I watch science videos sometimes from this guy. I think he's a Russian guy, but he's somewhere in Japan or somewhere. Or, I don't know where he's at. His name's Anton Petrov. Does science videos. Hold on a second. Let's go ahead and screen share while I'm at it. So yeah, we got he does science videos, and he always has this phrase, "Hello, wonderful person." He starts out his video by saying, "Hello, wonderful person." He's got a wonderful person T-shirt too that he sells. It's pretty neat. But he's pretty good at reporting the latest scientific findings, or especially in physics and astronomy, physics and stuff like that, and sometimes other subjects too. But anyways, that's that. He always starts out by saying, "Hello, wonderful person." What do we got here?
Listen, this is Anton, and today we're going to be talking about a more unusual topic. Hello, wonderful person. This is Anton, and today we're going to be talking.
You have to start at the very beginning, otherwise it won't come out. Anyways, that's not the top of my discussion right now. What I wanted to talk about, the Praise I Am is on live, but creationists are having effect. Creationists are having effect on the mainstream science because I know that P.Z. Myers, a while back, he knew who I was, and I'm not really out there that much. I mean, as far as subscribers and numbers of views and stuff like that, but P.Z. Myers knows who I am, and here's another person. I'm sure he knows who I am. He doesn't respond to me, but he does respond to other people in the same discussion, basically. So here we have Science Matters with Lawrence Krauss. This is Beatrice Cavalcanti. If Lawrence Krauss reads this comment section, I just want to say I'm so grateful for all you share with us. Also, someday, if I get into physics and become a scientist, you'll be one of the biggest impacts on this decision. Thank you so much, sir. A girl from Brazil named Beatrice. So we have a little discussion here, going on here, and he responded. He responded to it. Thanks, LMK. Good luck in your studies. Okay. That's the Origins podcast. That's his podcast. So then I said, I have to admit you are fairly smart and knowledgeable. And then get some wisecrack comments here. And then we got some other Brazilians says, Brazucada em peso. And that means there's a lot of Brazilians in this discussion. Another one says, te desejo todo sucesso, Beatriz, como diz o outro grande físico, professor Don Lincoln, do Fermilab. Physics is everything, e agora ver o Professor Krauss. Because physics is everything, and now you see Lawrence Krauss. And this is my response to the other one. If ever you see K's like this, KKK, K, it doesn't mean KKK. It means the letter K, as pronounced in Portuguese, which is KKK, which is an expression of laughter. In other words, an LOL. It's an LOL in Portuguese or Brazilian Portuguese where they're basically laughing out loud. It'd be kakaka. In other words, it'd be kakakakakaka. Kakakakaka. That's Brazilian for LOL. So then, okay, concerned about, you're concerned about global warming, total of plant trees. It raises the water table, lowers the sea level, reclaims deserts. He's got dark matter. He has to have dark matter to bring matter together. Otherwise, it's not going to coalesce together. So he has to have dark matter for that. See, so I got some other comments here. And I have another video that I commented on. Okay. Oh, and this other one, well, this is my response to Beatrice. I had a response to Beatrice too. Anyway, it said, hey, Lawrence, you know, of course, that the photon is not limited by time or distance. In other words, I'm saying, hey, Lawrence, hello. You know, of course, you know, that the photon is not limited by time or distance. Only things with mass are limited by time and distance. Show us your brilliance, my friend. And then somebody replied to me. Says, I see you've fallen on your head today or you've started drinking again. Do you even have the slightest idea who your friend is? And I said, I will know by his response who he is. Depending on how he responds, I'll know who he is. How he responds or doesn't respond, which he probably won't. But they do know, I'm sure they do know who we are, and we are having an impact on them. Okay, I said gravitational lensing is pretty cool because he showed a picture of gravitational lensing. Can't have gravity without mass, so matter has to be made first before you can have gravity. Stephen Hawking says you can have matter in the universe because of gravity. I'm saying, no, you can't have gravity unless you first have matter and mass. Then you can have, that's what causes gravity, which dilates time and distance. So anyway, of course he did respond to some of these. He put hearts on some of these here. He didn't put a heart on Beatrice, but I know he read it and responded. Oh yeah, this was my response. Mandei uma mensagem para ele também. And that's the one where it said, photon is not limited by time or distance. It takes no time to travel, no distance with a photon. In other words, as soon as a photon is emitted, it arrives. And they should know that. It's only when you go to measure it, because we exist in a fabrication of dilated time and distance, that it appears to take time to arrive. It appears to take time to arrive, but in reality, it does not take time to arrive. It arrives instantly. And they know that. They should know that. And they should figure that out. Because they have all kinds of things that when they go to measure, it changes the outcome. So, anyway, so I have this other discussion I had that should be in my comments. But let me see. Anyway, I don't know if it's here. But it would be, it'd be Sean Carroll. Let me see what's going on here.
dive right into.
Sean Carroll, he does good science videos too. And I sent him a little note. But we don't have to be afraid of these people, because there's a lot of things they don't know and understand. And once you learn what the issues are, it's not that terrifying to talk to a real scientist. So, hey, this is what I wrote here. And let me see. So I start out talking by, I don't know why people are troubled about not knowing where the electron is in an atom when it is in virtually every place in the orbit around the nucleus at all time. The, the proton, neutron and proton of the atom. Because of the fact that it's going almost the speed of light, it's virtually everywhere all the time. And they always trying to figure out, oh, we can't know exactly where it is at any one given time until we stop it or measure it, and then it's found to be here, there, or there, or there. Well, of course, because it's traveling at close to the speed of light, and anyway, never mind. It's virtually everywhere. That's why things are solid, is because the electron of the atoms are virtually everywhere all the time. That's why you have solid materials and metals. But if people have such a hard time with it. Same thing with people fuss about quantum gravity, where there's almost no mass at all. How can you have gravity where there's no mass, or virtually no mass? I mean, you're talking about quantum particles, quantum measurements, and you're worried about gravity? It makes no sense. Because you only have gravity with huge amounts of mass, or matter with lots of mass. Regardless, I would like to thank Sean Carroll for helping us more unfortunate people that did not get much of, or as much of, an education as we would have liked. Now that I'm almost retired, I should be able to learn some more math and physics. Speaking of which, the photon is not limited by time or distance. Only things with mass experience the passing of time. When we go to measure c, the speed of light, that is when light takes time, or appears to take time to arrive, but not in reality. When we go to measure it in time and space, in our fabrication of dilated time and distance, it appears to take time, but not in reality. That means there's no such thing as a light year. In fact, there's no absolute measure of time or distance in the universe anyway, to begin with. That means there's no single absolute age or size of the universe, because it's all dependent on the formation of matter with mass to dilate, quantify time and distance. In other words, time and distance is dilated down from infinity to a measurable amount of distance and a measurable amount of time. Whereas otherwise, it would be up to infinity. In other words, it'd be instantaneous. And same thing with measurements, would be infinite. The only reason why we have quantifiable distance and time is because the dilation of time from the formation of matter that has mass that dilates time and distance. How can you even say when the matter in the universe was formed? You can't say when the matter in the universe was formed for sure. You cannot depend on light years when light arrives instantly, taking no time to travel, no distance. Photons take no time and they travel no distance. They're already there. As soon as they leave, they're already there. They already arrive. Sometimes you guys make me think I'm smart. It's not my fault. I think sometimes I understand a lot more than the average person scientist. Prove to me, and this goes for anyone, that you know more than me. In this regard, for example, please tell me something I don't know. Please prove to me that I'm not smarter than you. Please, because I know for a fact that I'm not very smart. By the way, contrary to Stephen Hawking, there is no gravity without the formation of matter first. Can't use matter energy as the cause of matter and energy. Energy always comes from a greater amount of energy, not a lesser or equal amount of energy. That fairly well seals the existence of an infinite energy potential. Add to that the fact that intelligence is always top down, always comes from a greater intelligence, and order comes from a perfect ordering, or else no ordering would exist at all, because it would corrupt and cancel out itself, its own imperfect existence. So if the ordering wasn't perfect, it would cancel itself out. It would self-destruct. So that nothing would exist at all. In other words, if there's not perfection, there wouldn't be anything. Who said there's no evidence of God? All the evidence is of God. Don't make yourself out to be a liar. You'll have foot and mouth disease forever, and you'll make me look smart. So I'm just, out there because we need to be asking them questions, and be polite, be courteous and all that stuff, because it doesn't make sense to be rude and things like that. It's self-defeating. But anyways, use tact, but let them know that we're here, and we're a force to be reckoned with, and show them that we're not afraid of anything. We're not afraid of what somebody might know, because, well, I'm over 60 and I've basically seen and heard it all anyways. And so I know they don't have anything valid to say. So I would like to encourage everybody else to basically do the same. Hello, Honesty. How you doing? Because they need to know that they're not appearing as intellectual as they would like to appear, and they need to know that we recognize that, and that we can see the errors in the contradiction in their thinking, and the errors in their logic and reasoning, and things like that. Anyways, I'm going to go watch Praise now, I guess, and see what's going on over there. But creationists are making an impact, and if you read the description there, I have basically what I just read in the description. But yeah, that's it's pretty good. It's encouraging to know that that we have these platforms where we can communicate to these people that are very influential, and we can make them think twice before they might say something, or whatever. And a lot of these scientists are very much anti-Trump too, anti-conservative, anti-Christian, and they need to be called out for that as well. And of course, anti-God, as both Sean Carroll and Lawrence Krauss are. Very much anti-God, at least, by their conversation. So they need to be called out because they're doing a disservice to humanity. People always have this thing, well, can atheists be good or do good? Not when they're not telling the truth. They're doing a great disservice to humanity.